Welcome back to another episode of PFDAuto. Today, we're working on the shifter again. Got me some hole saws. Hopefully I can cut a nice round hole in the car. I think I might try to use this to round out the hole in the plate too. I know it's probably a bad idea, but I'm going to give it a shot. Went down to my local home store. I picked up the right tools for drilling this hole in the car. And I got two different sizes. And a smart person will probably use this one that fits pretty close to inside the hole that I've already got drilled in the plate. But if you're new to the channel, watch some old episodes. Don't always make the best decisions. That said, we're going to use this bigger one. We're going to try to drill a more round hole in the plate and in the car at the same time. To do that, got a bunch of holes drilled in this plate. I'll bolt it all together. See if I can't use the center drill guide to make that hole a little bit rounder, a tiny bit bigger. I think it's ideal, and the two holes will match up really well. I mean, what could go wrong? I guess we're about to find out. So while I was at the home store, I bought some new hardware because the hardware that came with it, while shiny and nice, just wasn't long enough. So I'm going to use some of these and the nuts provided in the kit to bolt this plate down. That should hold it tight enough. I don't know. We're going to find out though. So let's get at it. Let's see. These are going to clear through there, no problem. But are they going to clear through the shifter in there? I think I'm going to try that first. We'll see which bolts we're going to keep. We're going to set this down and figure out which bolts we're going to keep, because I fully intend to return the ones that are too short. Who am I kidding? I'm not returning anything. You never know when you might need a bolt of a different length. Plus, if I open these ones and they're too short or too long, what am I going to do? These are, I think, the longest ones I bought. No, these are the short ones. The question is, do they stick out on the other side? I'm guessing that that's still too short. Let's see. Well, surprisingly enough, it's about perfect. We definitely don't want this hanging out too far down underneath the car. So there's a drive shaft down there. It's going to be whizzing around pretty fast. And I don't want anything to come in contact with it. For now, they'll be completely long enough just to bolt this plate down temporarily while I drill a big giant hole in it. Now the downside to these, instead of the shiny ones, at least every one I bought so far, is these things love to rust. I've gotten to the point now where I paint them before they put them in. But then as soon as you tighten it down, it breaks the paint off and rusts anyways, but we try. So now I've got all these in here. I'm going to get underneath the car, tighten some nuts up on there, and then we'll make a mess of this hole. All right. I'm tightening this down because I want this plate not move around on me. How I'm going to center up the hole, I don't know. I'm going to fake it, I guess. I mean, I guess I could take it and figure out where that is and then use my punch right down the center of it. That's probably my best bet. I guess I should have brought the punch out, so I'm gonna go get the punch. We're gonna drill a big old hole in this car. Here's our bolted down plate with our shape in it, round-ish oval thing, but hoping to make that a circle. So let's set this up on here. It kind of fits. And then, I don't know if you can see down in there, but I took my center punch and I found the center and gave her a little mark. Now you can almost see a little mark there. Just to be extra careful, we'll make a little pilot hole. Then we're going to try to use this, tear through this plate and the car all at the same time. Yeah. Well, that looks centered-ish. Hard to tell with such a not centered hole. But I mean, it's just the car. Like, if I screw this up, I can't fix it. So let's drill a big hole in it. This is nice and loose. That's always good. This is scary. Scary, scary, I tell you. Let's see if we can make a little bit less of a mess in here. I think we're on my hole. It looks almost straight. This thing's just going to rip out of my hand as soon as it hit. So be ready for that. That's just bouncing all over the place, just like I thought it would. The other thing I need is this, because this makes an awful noise. This ain't gonna work. This is it might work. I don't know. I think it's a terrible idea. And this is doing nothing. Nothing at all. I think this battery's about dead too. We're almost through the plate. It looks rounder. And that's battery number 1. Not quite through the plate. But we're getting there. I'm gonna go get another battery. It's actually charged. Not even through the plate. All right, well, I'll be back when one of these batteries charges up. So that's much more round. It's a little, you know, not perfectly round, but I'd say it's more circular than it was before. So I'm going to get in here with file, just kind of clean this up. Oh, yeah. Make sure that I don't slice my fingers open like I just did. And get rid of some of the undercoating that's on there. Get rid of all of this that's now all over the car. And then we'll test fit our shifter on here and see how that goes. Well, I got the good old gator wipes out and did not a great job of cleaning up, but I gotta imagine it's better than had I not laid the blanket down or tried it all. I mean, there's definitely some stuff floating around, but I'll grab a vacuum, clean that up, probably. The nice thing is, got a pretty nice hole here. Went through and smoothed it out, even hit it with a little sandpaper. Probably could use a little bit more. But it all looks like one hole. Now it's the goal. And I cut my thumb good before I did all that. Rounded off the edge a little bit. I'm eventually going to paint this panel just because it's going to rust like mad if I don't. But now, we can put the shifter on here, build the linkage. Let's get these unbolted. Let's get this bolted on there. Hopefully with this piece so I don't have to try to do it underneath the car. Then we'll take a look from underneath. See how it looks. Look at that. It's a shifter. I am going to go underneath and bolt this up, line it up, start working on that. But that ain't going to go nowhere. Look at that, a shifter. Now we just got to get the bottom piece on there and connect it to the transmission. But I'm liking how it looks. What do we think? We can adjust this down, obviously, some more. I kind of want to throw the center console on there and see how it looks real quick. Let's do that. Probably gonna have to take this off. No. Do it all at once. You can. Well, that's somewhere close to where it's going to go. And that looks great. I'm pretty centered in the hole here. Pretty dialed on front to back, I think, because like I said, I got a bunch of switches right here. I think I can live with that. The front seat rails here. This is where the old shifter was. I think that's going to work out just fine. I sure hope so. All right, let's start building the connection between the two. Get this off of here. No, I'm not practicing to be a wizard. Bought this rod because these pieces that I showed you in the last episode connect the shifter to the transmission. The one that came with it was about this long, and that ain't gonna do it. So I've got these guys here that are gonna slide onto here, eventually get welded on. And then I've got this piece here, which connects to the bottom of the shifter. With any luck, we'll get this connected today. We'll get it connected up on the other side. We'll be able to make clicking noises. That'll be fun. So I'm going to stuff myself back underneath this car. See if I can't get this started. So my first task, supposedly, is to get that thing up there. I can't point at it, but that thing. Get that thing off and replace it. Okay, yeah. Old one. New one. Fancy, huh? The thing that's nice about this one, that is a bearing. Or this is a Durlin bushing. And in there, which you can't see, is a little piece of foam. And that little piece of foam doesn't even look like it exists in this one anymore. But it's supposed to make it a lot tighter for shifting. I don't know how in the world I'm going to get that to go in there. I tell you what though, for now, it's connecting my shifter. Wobblier than I thought it would be. Okay, we're gonna call that good. Now that we've got that done, we need to get this piece onto the shifter here. But where the camera's sitting, I can't do that. But I've got this thing put together. So just trust that I'm screwing it onto here right now. This sure would be easier if I had two hands. Jonathan! Jonathan! Oh yeah, that's right, you're at your house. There ain't nobody here. It's just me. Alright, well, that is definitely gonna hit my drive shaft. The problem with shortening this piece is it's got a set screw and it's got a ring that goes around it, and that's what keeps this from spinning, but it is entirely too long. Maybe I could have them send me a shorter one. One that the ring is about here. That would solve all of my problems. If it just sat down tight onto that. I wonder. They're pretty cool folks. They're making a lot of stuff for 190s. I want to hear this thing clickety-clack though. I'm going to go ahead and not worry about it just yet. And make the bar. Sure looks pretty, but doesn't do anything. Cut my bar too long. And kind of pull it back, but yeah, I was just trying to get something together to make me feel better. Pretty sure we're going to have to flip this guy around. That way we get this bolt out of the way so I can get that bar up as close to the tunnel as possible. So I'll probably work on that and then work on getting the shorter piece for underneath. And you can see that in episode 3, I guess. Stay tuned. I hope this doesn't become a trend. And in these videos, out on a fail. Would like to make some more progress on this guy. I'm running out of time to make radwood. But I've got some good ideas. I think getting with garage stick, trying to get a shorter piece for the bottom. Swapping it front to back so that bolt is out of the way. It's probably going to take care of my issue. If garage stick's unwilling to work with me, which I don't know, I haven't really dealt with them a whole lot, I'll make another plate. We'll lift that whole thing up the distance that I need and see if that works. I'm hoping I can get the shorter piece though, because less chance of it actually hitting the hole that I drilled in the car. So we'll get working on that. In the meantime, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you have any questions, any comments, any ways I can make my life easier, any ways you think I can make this work, drop them down below. Love to hear from you. And if you like this video, give it a like. Really appreciate it. Helps me out with the algorithm. So that said, we'll see you next time on PFDAuto.